Namaskar students. Here for the third sem from the paper 3, I am taking the class about D and F block elements. Okay, here D and F block elements, it is the continuation part of your first and second sem. There is in the first sem periodic property, in the second sem S and P block element. For the third sem you have the D and F block element. So here in the D and F block elements there is a classification. Okay, so it's the classification of periodic table. So here they are classified into S, P, D and F block elements, and here S, P, D and F block elements because the differentiating electron, that means valency electrons, enters into the SPDF orbital respectively. So they are called SPDF and SPDF elements. Okay, here this is the position of SPDF orbitals. So here this is the S orbital. So here S orbital, and it is D orbital, and here is P orbital. See here the D orbital, it is in between the S and P orbital. So its position is in between S and P orbital, and F orbital, it is at the bottom of the periodic table. So this is the position of SPDF orbital. And here 3D, 4D, 5D and 6D, they are the 4 series of D block elements. In their D block elements we have scandium, titanium, vanadium as an example, you know. And now the introduction to the D block elements or transition elements. It is defined as those elements which contain partially filled D subshell either in ground state or in the oxidation state. That means they must have partially filled D subshell. That means the electrons are added to the D subshell here. So it must be in the ground or oxidation state, not in the excited state. So if the electron is excited from ground state to D orbital, means it is not the D block elements or transition elements. There are 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D blocks, you know. Here 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D in the series they have 4 blocks. So here all the series have 10 elements. That's very important. In each 4 series we have 10 elements. There's the example here. For the 3D series, you can take the example for 3D series. Here 3D series have 21 to 30 atomic number elements, that is scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. This is one example. Same for the 4D, 5D and 6D, we have 10 elements. And next, D block elements are those elements in which the differentiating electron or valency electrons are enters into the n-1 D orbital. So here see here, for the successive addition of electron takes place for the n-1 D orbital. Here 4s, it is the 4s. Okay, it is n subshell, so the successive addition must takes place to the n-1. That means 4 minus 1 orbital, that is 4s subshell, that is the n-1. That is the successive addition of electrons takes place to the 3D orbital. So successive addition takes place for the 3D orbital. That means, for example, for the scandium, here 4s orbital is completely filled up to atomic number 20. When extra electron is added to the scandium D orbital, the 3D orbital, then it becomes 21. That means up to 4s, filling of 4s orbital, it is it have the atomic number of 20, and after the atomic number 20, the extra electron is adding to the 3d orbital, and it becomes atomic number becomes 21, and goes on. Another electron is ready to add, means it will add it to the same 3d orbital, and atomic number becomes 22, and then 23. It goes like this. Okay, you can see here the atomic number added to the n-1 d orbital. So these are the one example, same like that of your 4d series, 5d series and 6d series. The successive addition is takes place for n-1 d orbital. Okay, then transition elements, as I said in the beginning, they are called transition element. Why they are called transition element? This is because the d block elements are gradual change in their property. They change in their property from metallic to non-metallic. Why this happens? So see here, as I said, they are called transition elements. Okay, here transition elements because they change their property, gradual change in their property from metal to non-metal. Okay, here, see here, the D block, this D block elements, it is that in between S block elements and P block elements. So here S and P block element, the D block element is positioned in between the S block elements and P block element. So the S block elements are pure metal and P block elements are almost non-metal. So they are property of D block in between them. So towards the S block it have high metal character, and then as it moves on P block, its character changes towards non-metal. So their gradual change, transfer or changes in their character, metallic to non-metallic. So they are called transition element. Okay, they change, gradual changes of their character. So they are called transition elements. And then the transition elements are arranged from group 3 to 12. As we know, from the group 3 to 12, the total 10 elements in the series. Okay, so you can see here group 3 to 12. So here group 3 to 12. So this is group 12. Okay, and this is group 3. And here the general electronic configuration. So this is very important. Normally they last for 2 months. So n-1 d1 to 10, ns1 to 2. This already I explained. This is a general electronic configuration. Okay, and then in the transition elements, their differentiating electron or valency electron enters to 3d, 4d, 5d. It's all a repeated point. Okay, the differentiating electron or valency electron, they enters into the 3d, 4d, 5d. Okay, there are 3 series. Normally 4 d block elements are there, but we are considering only 3d, 4d, 5d orbital or series orbital elements are called transition element, because in the 6d most of them have the radioactive character. So we are considering 3d, 4d, 5d as transition elements. And first transition series. So here first transition series, see here, first transition series, second transition series and third transition series. These 3 are in the series name. Don't confuse with the 3d, 4d, 3d. 3d means we are saying like 3D series means the successive addition of electron takes place to the 3D orbital. If we are saying like calling like 4D series means the successive addition takes place for 4D series, and 5D series means the successive addition of electrons takes place to 5D series. So successive addition of electron takes place to the 3D series means it is first 3D orbital, so it is called first transition series. For the second transition series, the successive addition of electron takes place for 4D series, and third transition element or series means the successive addition of electron takes place for 5D series. So just go through their example, and then electronic configuration. These are the examples. Okay, 3D series electronic configuration and 4D 5D series electronic configuration is enough. And then general characteristics. So here for the general characteristics, the atomic and ionic radii decreases along the period. So it is very important. So the atomic and ionic property, as I said in the last year, hope you remember the last year classes, okay? And in the last year I said atomic and ionic radii is very important. Most of the character of atom is depend on their atomic and ionic size. So in the last year I explained a Christmas tree concept. So here I draw almost similar. Just imagine, okay? Just imagine it is the Christmas tree, okay? And this is also a Christmas tree. You can remember. So here the size of a Christmas tree, just go through this one. The size of the Christmas tree decreases top to bottom. Here the size of Christmas tree decreases, same like that. Then in the periodic table, size of the elements from top to bottom, that means down the group, hope you know, down the group, this is group, and it is series or periods, okay? Along the period, down the group. So the size of the atom or element increases down the group, it increases down the group, along the period decreases. So this is the first point, okay? And this is because of why the size decreases, is because of the successive addition of electron takes place for the d orbital, that means only one d orbital, n-1. For example, in the scandium-2 zinc, the successive addition takes place for the 3d orbital, so their shielding effect is very poor, okay? So size will decreases, gradual decreases takes place, okay? And then ionization potential. So this also I said their negativity charge or ionization electronegativity charge, okay, this slightly changes along the series. So this also depend on the atomic size. This is also explained in the last year, okay? The size of an atom or element, it's very important, and it's directly proportional to their most of the characters. So ionization potential and electron negativity, they changes very slightly because there's gradual change in the size, okay? And then oxidation state or oxidation number is very important here. The oxidation number, they have a variable oxidation number, we can say variable oxidation state. This because of their d orbital, availability of d orbital. So here we have 5 orbitals, and its capacity of d orbital is 10 electron capacity. So they have the variable oxidation state. For example, here manganese. So manganese shows +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7. Total 6 oxidation states. So just go through the manganese. It have totally 6 oxidation state. Same like that of titanium, vanadium. They have different oxidation state. This because of the availability of d orbital. So this because of d orbital capacity. So d orbital has a capacity to accept the 10 electrons. Depending on their nuclear charge and stability, they will show their oxidation state. And then transition elements and their compounds are used as a catalyst. So most of them are used as a good catalyst. This is also because of their oxidation state, variable oxidation state. This variable oxidation state that leads to form intermediate. What is this intermediate? The intermediate means the reagent and final product. They are intermediate between this. They are intermediate between reagent, that is the starting element, and the product. So they give a intermediate. So if they form quick and unstable intermediate means at lower energy. So is the one example we have. Nickel used in hydrogenation of oils. So oil plus H2, hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen. So nickel is a good catalyst in this case. It converts oil into fats. Okay, so one of the example. Then the most of the transition elements are metal. You know, most of them are metal, and they have high melting point, high boiling point. So here you have three examples. Why they have high melting point and high boiling point? Because of their compact arrangement. They are metal, you know. This is one of the property of metals. They have compact arrangement. Because of this property, they have a high boiling point and melting point. And volatility means, you know, volatile in nature. They can easily volatile. So, but the metals are not volatile easily. Next point, they readily form complex compounds or coordination compounds. This is very important, and it is your next semester topic. Okay, they readily form complexes. They have variable oxidation state and accepting d orbital. They have the d orbital, so it have the capacity to accept electrons, that up to 10 electrons. So they can form a complexes, not simple compound. Okay, they are not a simple compound. Complex is different and compound is different. You have the difference. You know about that difference between complex and compound. Here one example. Here we have one example. See here, K3FeCN6. So here Fe, iron, is the central metal, and Cn we call ligand. So it forms a single iron atom, which combines with 6 Cn minus ions. So here one central metal atom combines with the 6 ligand, so it forms a complexes. Okay, next you have the nickel and CO means carbon monoxide. Okay, nickel tetra carbonyl, we normally carbon monoxide we call carbonyl. So this is the another example. They have low atomic volume and have high charge density. So next point, they have low atomic volume and high charge density. It means compared to their atomic value or volume, atomic size, and their charge have charge density, it is very high. It is a very important point for metal. Okay, and next, the most of them are paramagnetic in nature. This because of they exhibit magnetic property due to the presence of partially filled d orbital. Most of them are partially filled. They have partially filled d orbital. Because of this character, they show paramagnetic character. And then, in the case of transitional elements, they are color. Most of them are color. This is because the degenerating property of d orbital. The d orbital have degeneracy. That means their d orbital split into different energy orbital. Okay, and from the ground state of d orbital, which exit to the higher energy same d orbital. Okay, and this leads to give them a color. Okay, they form non-stoichiometric imperfection. That means, what is non-stoichiometry means what? The imperfection causes the different ratio of cation and anion. So in the arrangement, they have not perfect arrangement. Okay, they have imperfection in between. Because of this imperfection, they causes different ratio of cation and anion. You can see the example here. Fe. So here cation Fe is 3 in number, anion is only 1 in number. So this is the difference. For the 3 cation we have only 1 anion, and this is called non-stoichiometric value. Another example is 1 cation we have. For the 1 cation we have 1.76 anion. This is also a imperfection. These two are the example. And non-stoichiometric means the cation number and anion number not in the same ratio. They are in the different ratio. As we know, the cation and anion have the complex, means they must have equal in their charge, okay, to balance the compound, but it's different here. This because of their imperfection in the structure, okay. And last one, the transition elements form number of alloys with a different composition, different property and different application. So transition elements, they have alloys. Alloy means, you know, the mixing up of 2 or more metal in a perfect ratio. It has a ratio, not simply mixing, okay. And their ratio of mixing causes change in their property and their application. For example, stainless steel and chrome steel. So here stainless steel, you know, here the addition of chromium, nickel and iron with the carbon, and chrome steel means chromium and carbon iron, they are added in a perfect ratio, okay. So these causes change in their property and they are used in the different applications they are used. And thank